So I'm filming you. I'm filming you, and these people send me these people. Yeah, $50. $50 just because. Oh, you're pretty. Oh my god. I'm trying to create content here, but it's not easy, guys.
Because nothing says life like passing out on a urinal. Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of D&B Investigations. Tonight, I have the man, Ethan Ralph. Hello, Ethan. Nice to meet you.
Hello, Vicky. How you doing?
Hey, everybody in the chat, how you doing tonight? I see some regulars, I see some new people. I only have a couple of rules. No breaking TOS. Otherwise, you can say whatever you want in the chat. I'm kind of liberal about that kind of thing. So,
I
yes.
like that. I see a certain name. Somebody won. First off, they didn't win. Definitely Brixton didn't win. But regardless, yeah, I see where it's headed here. But thank you for inviting me, ma'am. I appreciate it.
Oh, thank you very much. This is quite interesting. I have been, gosh, I was reading the Ralph retort before you were doing video.
Are you serious? Okay, now you're really trying to. Okay.
Yeah.
I already talked to her before, and she used the word disquisition, which I don't think I've heard in like 10 years. Now, that's different from an inquisition, right?
Yes. Yes.
And so I saw that word, and I messaged her, and I said, I really love that word. And she said, hey, I'm a, I do
We're turning into a vocabulary channel.
right? And I said, well, you know what? You and I are probably going to get along because I love vocabulary myself. So,
Yeah. Yeah, I've been around Comicsgate. For those of you who are new around here, which includes some people in the chat who came over just because of Ralph, but also some new Comicsgaters who have no idea who I am, even though I'm still here. I've been around Comicsgate since
the
before it was
honkster. Wait,
Comicsgate.
what did you just call me? Wait, the honkster. Anyway, go ahead. I'll take it. I'll take it. I like that. Go ahead. Yeah.
I've been around Comicsgate since before Comicsgate, since before Ethan Van Sciver decided to pull his grift on through the community. I was the first person to call him out in a video, really call him out for fraud because of a campaign.
He's a fraud.
So it was
Yeah.
a fraud.
And you know what I was told? First off, a mutual contact of ours said, "Hey, would you like to go on this show?" Ethan Van Sciver really hates Vickyverse.
yeah.
And I said, you know what? Yeah, I'd love to go on this show. And I told you this before we came on air, but Carmen Kurtz was like, well, I'm not even sure if it's a woman. Well, I've heard you speak. I was pretty sure. Unless you got one of the best fake, transcends ever. I was pretty sure you were a female, actually. But yeah, so that's how it happened. And you know the person. I won't name them, but yeah, that's how I got on the show.
Yeah. Well, around here we have a little SD, but a whole lot of balls. My old, my old co-host's name.
Don't surprise me. Don't surprise. You know, Worski likes surprises like that. You know, surprise package. I'm
yeah.
in favor of that actually, but yeah.
No, born natural. Have my own vagina. Nobody gave me one.
I believe you don't have to. Yeah.
I did see I guess the reason why you're here now was the live stream with Nick Rekieta over on Ethan's channel.
That's correct. Yeah.
I covered that last week and gosh, was it last week already? Clipped it up and sort of did the progression. There was he was on his channel doing his regular Eric July bullshit, because that's what he does on every live stream.
Imagine still doing that in 2025, like seriously.
2 years. It'll be 2 years in January that he's been doing a nightly stream about Eric July, mauling about a black man making comic books.
And by the way, you know, I like participated in that a little bit.
Oh,
right?
I did too, a little bit at the beginning.
But like it got played out. It was AstroTurf by him, by Dick Masterson. You know the deal.
Oh yeah.
Now was some of it funny? Yeah, it absolutely was. But like, you know,
I was DMCA struck by Eric July on Twitter for a comment. Shit. Yeah, for a critique on the book. They DMCA struck me for showing screenshots. For showing
some of this, showing some
yeah. Yeah. I appealed it. My docs is already out there. What do I care?
Well, mine is too.
My thread.
They don't know exactly where I live in Mexico. So they don't know exactly, but yeah, I've been doxxed for a long time.
Yes, my thread on the farms in no way compares to yours, though it is an embarrassment, not because I'm on the farms, but because the OP is just so shittily written. It's
well, many
that shitty OP was my thread.
Yeah, many such cases actually. So
well, I was sued along with Ethan.
No shit.
Yeah, in federal court in Texas for defamation and libel. Yeah. Yes, indeed. Ethan was on our channel and Dean and I had been discussing a book by a gentleman by the name of John Lamont. It was a very lolly book. The cover was extremely lolly. It was two little girls in panties. And
Lolicon, I disavow.
Yes, we all disavow Lolicon. That's why we were talking about it. And it was also at the time when Preston Poulter was taking Ethan to court over the Comicsgate trademark. So Poulter jumped in, decided he was going to publish the Lolicon book, and Ethan made the statement that he was protecting the Comicsgate trademark so that people like Poulter couldn't use it to publish child porn. That's a paraphrase and not exact, but that occurred on my channel. And so Dean, Ethan, and I were sued by Preston Poulter and John Lamont.
Well, I'm assuming I've been sued for defamation, actually, and you know I won. But I'm assuming you won too, right?
Well, Ethan was the first to be dismissed for jurisdiction.
Yeah. Oh, I wonder how that happened.
Right, and he was also the only one who could afford an attorney. My co-host filed the wrong motion to begin with and didn't object to the jurisdiction, so he got dragged through the process.
Sure.
Ended up just giving a non-apology apology, but didn't owe any money except to his attorney. I was never served. He filed, Poulter filed for default. He couldn't find me. He served me.
Default judgment. I know about this.
Yeah, he couldn't find me and
They
quote
can't
served.
find me either, Vicky.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
then they filed for default. I objected to the default. The judge said dismissed it, but said, well, since you're here, you get to answer the complaint. And it cost me $8 for postage for the initial complaint, and I was dismissed on jurisdiction.
Well,
Yeah. I got myself out of a federal lawsuit.
it wasn't federal, it was California defamation, and it came down to like the limit, right? Like, hey, we're about to go to court, and I said, you know what, let's go to court, because
Yeah.
let's go. And then he said, are you really that crazy? I said, yeah, I really am that crazy, because I don't think you have a case, for one, and second off, I don't give a shit because I'll never pay you a dime regardless. So, yeah, that's where that ended up. So, yeah.
Yes, DA Talks found the best lawler on the internet. It was Spectre06.
Oh,
he wasn't
boy.
really his attorney, but that's our ongoing joke.
Oh boy, don't get me into there. All
Yeah,
right.
let's not get started on Spectre. Yeah, that's a whole nother story and a whole nother bunch of gay oppiness.
There, yeah. I totally understand, and so yeah, I'll leave him out of this. Yeah.
So, I was, like I said, watching the stream with Ethan, and then Brackets comes on, and
Yeah.
it looks squirrely, like really squirrely. I made the comment on my stream last week that I never thought I'd see the day where Brackets look like a junkie about to blow away and Ethan Ralph would look healthy. No offense. No offense.
I look like a serial killer actually on that footage, because I was ready to come in and lay it down, and you saw at the end. Well, we'll talk about it.
Yeah, it was. I watched it, and I'm listening to Ethan, and he's trying to milk Rackets for gossip about Mersh and this ice dancer chick and what's going on, and pretending he didn't understand any of it.
And of course.
And then Ethan brings up Ralph. Now, he tried to say, I noticed when you came in on the video that he claimed that Rackets had brought you up, but it was Ethan that first asked about you.
That's his
and
yeah, go ahead.
And I felt like when Rackets said that he hadn't talked to you in a while, and he was being really political about the whole thing.
We had talked recently, by the way, but I'm not calling him.
Yeah. But I could see the wheels turning in Ethan's head, and that's when he started typing, and I'm like, oh no, he's not doing it. Oh no, he's not doing it. Oh, he's gonna do it. He's messaging Ralph, because then you popped on. So why don't you tell me?
He said, so to me, he said Rackets is on here. Or he said Ricada, and he's talking about you. Now, I went back and looked before. He actually wasn't talking shit about me. But Van Sciver made it sound like that, right? Like, this guy's on here trashing you. Do you want to come on and respond? And I did. But he was frustrated because he didn't get what he wanted. Because I pulled back, because I was like, all right, first off, you fat fuck, you don't deserve any of the money I would get off this anyway. And second off, it was a setup from the start. Like, this is a calling card of his. I have been the host of the Kill Stream for 10 years. One time, maybe twice, I've ever set up somebody where they will just come in and, start feuding or anything like that. Like, I feel like that's Bush League, right? To set somebody up. Now, I will say this, to be fully honest, he brought me on at one time to do the same thing to Gabe Hoffman, who's a piece of trash.
Yeah, I remember.
And so I did enjoy that. There's no doubt, but I don't enjoy the whole, like, he lied to me. Like it's like, well, he lied without lying. I mean, Rekieta was talking about me, but you know, but the way he made it sound was Rekieta's on here talking shit about you, and I was like, oh, really? That doesn't seem too smart. And so I came on air and you know, what happened. But yeah, we can go through it. It's your show.
Oh no, we can talk about it now. It's fine. I have actually I do have a little compact clip of it that I grabbed from last week's video. So let me pull that up and find it. Oh, here it is. Okay.
Somebody said he's a very good liar. Yeah, he is. But like, when you look at it, like, he didn't fully lie. He misrepresented, right?
Oh, that's the pattern.
Yeah. So he didn't actually lie. He just said Rekieta's on here talking about you. And I said, oh, really? Okay. Well, I got a few things maybe I want to say too. And well, I blame him for what happened, actually, because, well, we'll get into it. But
yeah, let me go ahead and I'll play this little clip here.
Yeah.
So I'm filming you. I'm filming you on these
ideas.
I boomered. My fault. Hold on.
That's okay. I muted the stream. Go ahead.
Okay. All right.
An agenda except for me. Like, I'm the only one who doesn't have an agenda. Holy shit. We have a guest, guys. I can't believe this. This is fucking unbelievable. You guys are going to like this right here, ladies and gentlemen. Really big deal. Nice to have this guy joining us.
Yeah, there we go. Return of the Mac.
I got hit for this music.
You're really winning me over.
Let's go, y'all. Nick Rekieta. Let me get rid of those. What's up, brother? All right, let me get this, turn this down a little bit. Long time no speak.
Way too long. Way too long.
You look good.
Thanks, brother.
He did.
To be fair, Flash and I had a rift, and like so I didn't really follow like the development of it or anything. So, but like when it came out, I was like, this doesn't look like what you were talking about. What you were talking about at the beginning sounded good. And I think the Rippaverse influence, you know, I think it diluted his ideas and his creation. I really do. And who knows what he would have made on his own. Maybe it would have been worse. Maybe it would have been better. But I think he would have reached his core audience better by not going into someone else's thing. And I think that's the
I agree,
pitfall of the Rippaverse, is like, as much as a collaborative effort on a universe is cool in concept, you really do, like, you're asking your audience to buy into someone else's thing with yours. And it's like, well, they can like Flash all day, but they might not like Rippa, or they might not have ever heard of him.
Or maybe you're like me and you don't like either of them.
Right,
that's like the best. I got Ethan Ralph back here. Let's bring Ethan Ralph on and see if we can work some stuff out here. Ralph, what's up, brother?
How's it going, gentlemen?
Hey, man.
It's going good.
You
know, I am concerned.
Go ahead. You cut out there for a sec.
The little inception with the EFAPs is always weird.
Yeah, so like, it wasn't a mystery how I got on the show. He literally messaged me, DM me, and he said, Rekieta's talking about you. And that's all he said. Rekieta's talking about you. Do you want to come on and respond? Now, my natural reaction, which I think would be most people's natural reaction, is, well, you're implying that Rekieta's talking shit about me. Now, he actually wasn't. But I came in, that's why I'm in like that mode, right? Because I was ready to go. And so yeah, he set it up from the start. So
now, I invited Ralph on. Let me talk first, Ralph, and then I'm concerned. I see some disagreements with, and I like both of you guys. You know, I'm obviously Nick Rekieta, big friend.
Oh, yeah.
But
big friend.
By the way, can we pause this? Can we pause this with Mersh? And I don't even know.
Yeah.
Do you know that he leaked pictures of, and I know I just put out some DMs or whatever. he leaked photographs of Nick Rekieta and April. Nick Rekieta's not a friend of his. Nick Rekieta is who he considers a lol cow to make money off of. And so this whole idea that he's friends with Nick Rekieta is ridiculous. And if he was really friends with him, he wouldn't have brought me on there, right? Like there was no point in that. It was for shock value. So anyway, go ahead.
Oh yeah. I fully agree. That's exactly what he was trying to do. All he wanted to do was cause a fight for drama. I don't know if you're aware, but Comicsgate has not been doing very well at all.
Oh, you don't say.
at all. It's the Indiegogo was sold, and now we know how many backers people really have instead of the inflated numbers there were. He's not making as much money. He's got a book that's almost 5 years. It's 4 years late now, right? Well, technically, it's 3 years late.
Wait, you mean people aren't clamoring to read Cyberfrog?
No,
if he even puts out a version.
no, they
Book, right?
they really aren't anymore.
It's gay. Like, I'm sorry, like Cyberfrog. Okay, you know what? That's not. First off, I'm not a Green Lantern guy in the first place. I'm a Batman guy. But second off, I mean, kill me slowly before I read Cyberfrog. Jesus,
I read Cyberfrog.
Did you really?
I read all of it. I read the old Cyberfrogs that he published from Harris Comics, where, by the way, he was sleeping with his editor.
Oh, really? Wait, I thought he had a wife. Oh,
this was before the wife. This was before he married the daughter of the man who owned Harris Comics.
And he always talks about his autistic daughter. First off, autism. I'm not even making fun of that right now, but like that's his whole thing. My autistic daughter, and this and that. But you're telling me that's not even his daughter? Is that what you're?
Oh no, it's his daughter. This is from his second wife.
Okay. Well, yeah.
Andrea's his second wife. His previous wife was Bunny, and she was the daughter of the guy that owned Harris Comics. Prior to marrying Bunny, he was sleeping with his editor.
Okay.
Lived with her, apparently. She was like, I don't know. Apparently from what I hear, she's a really nice lady. And then there was some young intern as well. But
by the way, they said you're a lesbian, and Ralph loves his lesbians. I don't know if that's true or not, but yeah, I do actually. We love our lesbians.
Whichever one you want it to be, we'll pretend.
There's no such thing as a lesbian, but I won't get into that.
We won't get
but go ahead. Yeah.
Yeah. So I actually read all of them so that I could comment. Like, if I'm in the community and I'm going to say that Ethan's a shit writer, I should probably read his books.
Sure.
So I did. I read all of the old Cyberfrogs. I've read all of the new material, and it all sucks. It all sucks ass. Like, it's
terrible. I mean, from what I've seen, like I didn't actually read the book.
That is
just the whole idea of Cyberfrog. Like, I mean, this guy used to work for DC. Again, I don't know his whole CV, his whole resume.
Yeah. Well, back then it would have been like a ripoff of Battletoads.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I know Battletoads. They made a video game of that. Yeah.
Right. That's pretty much what Cyberfrog is. Cyberfrog is his own personal Battletoad.
Well,
and Heather Swain is the girl he never got to date. That's the female character in the books. So.
Oh, you think that was a little self-insert there? Is that what you mean?
Most of them are. There's this one creator in Comicsgate. His name's Shane Davis, and Shane Davis got taken out by a FedEx guy. He had sold his Jeep, or his mom had sold her Jeep, and his art portfolio was in the car, and the guy didn't want to give it back, and they finally agreed to meet at a parking garage. And it turns out it was this FedEx driver. He's wearing his FedEx coat. There was a video of it, but it got taken down, of Shane Davis, who's an MMA fighter, getting taken out and put in a chokehold by the FedEx guy. The best part is, Shane's wife was videotaping it at the time. But yeah, and his self-insert book is sort of like a live mech kind of thing, like in Pacific Rim, and the guy who drives it, never loses a single match. Yeah, that's his self-insert.
Yeah.
They all do it.
Yeah, I mean, it's natural, honestly, to self-insert to a certain point, but it's kind of embarrassing in this case, right?
Right? Yeah.
Yeah,
The frog that needs the mothership to work is kind of a sad idea for a self-insert, and honest to gosh, I never really kinda thought about it like that until just now, but that's exactly what it
it's
is.
again, I won't pretend to have read the book because I'd rather blow my brains out
Yeah,
than read
don't.
it,
You'll
but
want
I know
to.
why you did, because you know, you needed what you
Yeah.
did, but
You'll want to blow your brains out after you read it. It's there's no help for it.
only
Alright.
if you read it to me, then then maybe I would be okay, but
I charge
otherwise
for that. Sorry.
Okay, all right, here we go. Well, I don't know. You know, everybody's got a price. It depends on what the price is. But yeah.
It's like Bubba Fett calls it Shane's Pacific Rim job. I love my cat. So, but there's just a little bit more here, and I think I got, him going on to Anna, that Star Wars Girls channel the following day to talk and she brings you up.
What it's about. Now, Nick tells me it's about a woman,
This
something like that, but all I see is you and Mersh, two great,
all I see,
internet.
all I see is if I saw your fat fucking face, I'd slap the shit out of you. Period. And so you're a duplicitous fuck. You always have been. I tolerate it, you know, for many reasons. But this guy's a piece of trash, and he thinks he's some fucking Sopranos mob boss from New Jersey. You know, I'm from Memphis, motherfucker, and I'll show you what it's all about if that's really what you want, cocksucker. And so, yeah, I'm from New Jersey and Sopranos. And yeah, you know what? I ain't from New Jersey, never wanted to be from New Jersey, but I'll slap the taste out of your fucking mouth, piece of shit. He tried to push me off the stage. I said, you heard it. I said,
Yeah.
bro, do you know who I am? Like, I used to run all this shit. And you won't push me off the stage, motherfucker. I'll push you off the stage. And I'm on YouTube, so I'm trying to be a good boy here. But no, you won't push me off the stage. And it was Nick Rekieta talking to me the whole time. So anyway.
Yeah, you and Nick had a decent conversation. Yeah,
No,
so
I mean, he was talking to me in DMs after.
Oh, was he?
Yeah, that's who I was talking to. And you know, he didn't want what happened to happen, but I blame that on EVS. And there's a point in the clip, and you know, he talks about, Mersh, he tried to leak my DMs, leak something of yours.
All Ethan does is leak DMs.
Oh yeah, well, I got something for that. But regardless, he's like, oh well, you know, if you're done, you know, we got to move on. You'll move on when I tell you we'll move on, motherfucker. And so, you know, he tries to spin it as this whole Mersh thing. Nick Rekieta, and again, I'm not even trying to slam Rekieta because I don't want to sound. I feel sorry for what he's been through.
Me too.
And the same people who tried to destroy me, quite frankly, tried to destroy him. And so, like, I didn't like doing what I did, but I felt like I had to do it. So
Yeah, I'm not sure how Ethan thought it would work. He is trying to move into, like, he wants Mersh to become part of his circle along with Dick Masterson and Nick Rekieta. Because
it's all about it's all about money.
it's all about money. It's about
yeah.
stupid chats. But for Ethan, it's also about backers for his comic book.
Sure, but do you think Dick Masterson gives a fuck about comic books? No.
Oh, fuck no. Fuck no. But Ethan invited the sector, you know, bits of the sector in a little over a year ago now, a couple of years. Yeah, it had to be 2 years because that's how long he's been doing this trash cash shit. You know, with Dick and then a bunch of other stuff. And it's just, they don't buy comics. But I think he's hoping that Mersh's audience will. Right?
Well, I mean, they are pretty stupid, other than the ones who watch my show too. They're great. Yeah, I mean, maybe, but like, So the New 52, you're pretty familiar with that. I would imagine. What is the storyline with Batman? It's something about the owls. I can't remember. I read that whole storyline. I loved it. Also there was a comic, The World's Finest, as well, that they launched around that time. That's a little bit more feminist, maybe. Power Girl and the other person.
Yeah, I did Power Girl.
Yeah, but it's Power Girl and the other chick. And so I have like a respect and love for comics, but I love movies. I'm unaware of any movie this fat fuck has ever made in my entire fucking life. And so I really don't give a shit.
He claims that Hollywood people are interested in cyber fraud.
Oh yeah, I bet. Oh yeah, I bet. You know what? Fly me out literally in a day to film a TV show. Now, will it get picked up? You know how pilots work.
Right.
Maybe not. But I'm unaware of them flying this fat fuck out for anything other than a funeral. So, like,
What's funny is any of the people that do have any sort of connection in that work in Comicsgate have been pushed out by Ethan, Dan Fraga, and of course Doug TenNapel. He pushed him
turned on
out.
him hardcore. Can you give me
Hardcore.
Can you give me a little background on that? Because I don't know the full story. Because it's not really my sector.
Sure.
And so I just know that he turned on him hardcore.
Yeah.
From what I saw, for almost no reason, really, like just for content. And it's content, right? Like I get it. I've done this for a long time, but I do have a man's got to have a code, as Omar said in The Wire. And I don't like the whole setup, back, like let's trick this guy in here, get him fired up and all this. I think that's Bush League. And I've done it one time. And it was for Medicare and Sargon. And that's what everybody wanted to see. And so I do apologize for doing that, because that's not that's unethical in my code. But it was also like literally what everybody wanted to see, right? So
sure, I think Ethan used different hooks for different people to bring him into Comicsgate. For Doug TenNapel, it was about the culture war, right? Because Doug TenNapel was the only person who'd ever actually been canceled, like really canceled by mainstream culture.
Yeah.
And but he still had contacts in Hollywood and still knew people. And I think Ethan saw that as an opportunity. So he sort of, he really did give Doug the impression that Comicsgate was some sort of, if not right wing, but conservative group fight. Yeah.
Bullshit. You know what?
Comicsgate
is a ripoff of Gamergate, and that's where I came from originally. Gamergate, and it's a total rip. I mean, literally the name. I mean,
the name's a ripoff.
It's a ripoff. It's a total.
We can thank JDA for that.
Yeah, I saw him. Me and him had some tough words over the last couple of years, and then he saw that I was calling out EVS for the fraudulent fat fuck that he is. And he's like, hey, we need to talk.
Immediately, he's trying to crawl up your ass for clout, right? No, that's JDA. JDA's
I don't want to put it like that. I'm being more diplomatic than you, Vicky.
I'll put it that way.
Yeah, go ahead.
I know JDA.
But yeah, he's like, bro, I'm glad you're finally saying something.
Yeah.
And yeah, it took a bit for me to say something, but he's always been like this. Anyway, go ahead. This is your show. I'm used to being a host.
Oh, no, you're fine.
I do take over sometimes. So
you can take over a little bit. I'll shut you down.
You'll let me take over, huh?
Just a little. Yeah. So, so when there was a gentleman by the name of Mike S. Miller, who was also a mainstream pro, far more talented than Ethan. And he had tweeted out one year, "Pride is a sin," right at the beginning of Pride Month. And it sat there for a couple weeks without any commentary. And suddenly Ethan started attacking Mike for, trying to push out gay people in Comicsgate and insulting them and all this other stuff. And you can't go saying things like that because whatever.
Well, I mean, I
And
guess, I've never smoked crack at all, much less with a transgender. So, like, maybe he
yeah,
knows more about the subject than I do, to be quite frank. But,
exactly. And then Doug TeNapel took Smiller, we call him Smiller, and took Smiller's side and quietly left Comicsgate. And then Doug went to San Diego Comic-Con, I think it was. He was on a panel, and he did not thank Ethan Van Sciver for any of his help. And Ethan lost his shit, and it started this big anti-Doug TeNapel movement through War Campaign and Comicsgate. War
Well,
Campaign was Ethan's little troll army.
sure, yeah, and by the way, they turned on him hardcore, of course. But
Yeah. Yeah, that was
for
the Thought Wars.
for good reason. But yeah, those were his like thugs. Yeah, I
Yeah.
understand that. And also, Ethan Van Sciver really glommed on to Comicsgate because he had a name. He's drawing comic. Yeah. By the way, I told you, I said this even before the show. The guy can draw. I'll give him that. But he glommed onto that. I forget the guy's name. You would probably know. But he glommed onto
Jeff Johns.
yes, he glommed onto that. And there was another guy. He had a nom de plume. I knew you'd like that. But
It was beautiful.
he had a he had he had a nom de plume. I want to say Chad. I forget his exact name, but like he's really the guy who fired up Comicsgate, not this fat fuck.
Oh, Richard C. Meyer. Yes, your boy Zach.
Your boy Zach. That's who I was. Yes.
Yeah, I call him Simple Zach. But
Well,
yes, he was
I don't call him that, but yeah,
they were Facebook buddies and used to run around. And your boy Zach was one of Ethan's little Facebook followers that used to go and harass people for him. So it was a natural. When Myers first started making videos and he was taught and he had some sort of insider source in the mainstream, that was all Ethan Van Sciver. So Ethan was already laying the groundwork to come on into Comicsgate. Yeah, and then he just took it over. Then he became
he trademarked the name. You know what? Sue me, bitch. I'll fucking make Comicsgate shirts. You won't do a fucking thing to me, motherfucker. Like,
yeah, he probably will. I mean, he does have a trade.
Well, if he can find me, I guess he will. But,
if you do it from Mexico, I don't know how the trademark.
Yeah, you don't. Yeah,
there.
they don't respect copyright too much in Mexico. And so, yeah. But yeah, your boy Zach, and I see some people in chat saying he went full SJW. Look, guys, I don't know the whole history. Like, I'm not defending him.
Oh no, he's your boy Zach. Yeah.
I'm not defending his record. I'm just saying he's really the one who got it started, in my opinion.
Yeah. Yeah, well, there were a few people before him, but Myers became the most well known. Let's put it that way.
Right.
And so it's given to Richard Meyer as a movement. And then Ethan comes in and he starts doing his Comicsgate streams where he's got all these different professionals who one by one have left. Most of the original guys on the Comicsgate streams are gone except for one or two.
Well, because he chased them off.
He did.
He tried to act like a mob boss and he's not. That's the thing. He's a fat fuck who, well, I've already stated what I think should happen to him. Nothing.
Morg likes the idea. Colonel Morg likes the idea of a bootleg Cyberfrog toys from Mexico.
Yeah, I saw that. Some people said they would buy the shirt, but this guy doesn't scare me. Like, I mean, Vicky, I've been through it all. And so Evie,
and I've watched almost all of it.
Really? No. Okay, now you're really trying to glam me up here. I've been around, and so EVS is, doesn't scare me. I felt bad about him setting up Arcada when he looked at the phone and he said, "This is when I talk to them." Her, and it's not about a woman; it's about treachery, actually. And I said this with Colonel Kurtz earlier. It'll be posted later. I didn't know, like, I saw him look at the phone and he thought about lying, in my opinion. And that's not a criticism. He should have lied. He should have lied. That's what he should have done. He should have fucking lied. He didn't. And he told the truth. And I was just like, EVS, I blame for the what is
Yeah,
it?
it was a horrible
Phil
setup.
Leotardo gets popped at the end of The Sopranos. Yeah, I blamed him for that. And so I got a little chuckle. Hey, okay. All
Yeah,
right.
he really he wanted some shit started up on his stream. He wanted stupid chats, and he wanted it clipped by Alyssa Clips, and he
Yes.
wanted,
Yeah.
he wanted all of that to happen and to have it spread and have some sort of weird viral moment, at least in our ecosystem.
And I didn't I don't know if you know you said you've seen a good bit of my material. So Nick Rekieta got arrested with 26 grams of blow in May 2024. Now I don't care about that. I still don't believe the test with his child. Like I'm not gonna get on here and say things I don't believe. But yeah, he was totally trying to set that up. That's supposed to be a friend of his. Like why would you do that unless you're a treacherous snake? I mean, there's no other reason to do that. So
Oh, you missed you probably didn't watch my stream from last week, and I don't care if you did or not. But
well, you know
during,
what? Send me the link and I'll watch it.
during the same stream, I covered him and Shane Davis saying some pretty nasty things about Anna, that Star Wars girl, and they were
He called her a whore, I believe.
Yeah, they were supposed to be friends as well.
Yeah,
So
well,
there's no friends. There's no
no
friends in the internet. There's no friends in comics.
Well, you know what? I'm not gonna take the gem line because I don't actually believe
there
it.
are. I've met some pretty
there are
fantastic
friends.
people.
There are friends, but there aren't many.
No.
And especially among these streamers, I try to have a certain code, whatever, but like, no, you're right. There aren't real friends for the most part among these streamers.
Yeah, I've tried really hard in Comicsgate to stay out of the drama itself. I talk about the drama, I'll report on the drama, but I try to stay out of it as much as I can. There are a few instances where I
Really? And you're
did.
having me on your show? I don't believe
I
you.
know. This is so fantastic. That's what makes it great, is I don't normally do that. I don't normally like smack myself in the middle of any sort of drama, but
Well, some women like to get smacked around every once in a while.
yeah,
Right, But yeah, like I said, a mutual set this up. This was not my plan, but he told me he really hates her. She's kind of like the Comicsgate historian from like a neutral point of view, but like just telling it how it is. And
he got me sued. I cooperated when his attorney contacted me to do a deposition in his behalf, basically. And I was willing to testify for him at the trial, and I never even got a thank you.
Well, I mean,
I got paid. I got paid for the deposition, so I am very happy to know that I managed to get some of Ethan's money after he got some of mine.
Well, I'm glad you got a little bit. It's pretty hard. He's pretty tight-fisted from what I've seen. So at least you got a little bit of cash out of him. But
he gambles. That's his problem.
Oh yeah, I know. He's a big gambler. Yeah, he always wins. I noticed that. You know what? I've been to the casino many fucking times. Not the Keno Casino, the actual fucking casino in Atlantic City. All those casinos in Vegas. I was married in Vegas. Like, so I'm very.
I was married in Vegas too.
No shit.
By Elvis.
I was too, by Elvis.
It was not the same ceremony. It was not.
You see my ceremony, huh?
No, I'm saying that we weren't there at the same time getting married by Elvis.
Yeah, we weren't.
That's all.
We weren't there together. It was a different ceremony, but yeah, I got married by Elvis in Vegas. Yeah.
Yeah. So he just anyway, I totally lost track. I got knocked off by the whole Vegas thing and Elvis.
I hate to knock you off. But yeah, I mean,
here, I'll just play this for a little bit and
play it. By the way, can we say hello to the throat goat, you piece of shit motherfucker? And yeah, now go ahead.
All right, you feel better?
Yeah.
It was fun. I enjoyed it.
Broadcasters going at each other. And I just want to know if there's some way to mediate peace, or is this going to end in bloodshed? He likes it.
How it's like when you
Yeah.
had Ethan Ralph on the other day. It's like you can be as nice to that Ethan as possible, and he's just gonna snap at you for
Which
no
he
reason. At
did,
one
yeah.
point. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
That's not what
exactly
happened.
like it.
Yeah, I was kind of shocked by that, but
I'll slap the shit out
Well,
of
he
you.
did the
got-
same thing to Chrissy. Chrissy was nothing but nice to him, and then as he's leaving, he snaps at him because he's
Yeah.
got to
Oh,
create that
yeah.
drama narrative to keep.
I don't know what that is all about. I just know it's she's talking about
But-
Chrissy Mayer.
I don't even know who that
It
is.
doesn't even matter.
Keep the
But
drama
our
going,
girl,
and you
I don't
didn't
even
do
know.
anything to him.
No,
Well,
I
I
didn't. He
appreciate the
set
idea
me
that
up,
he's
and
gotta
I
keep the
would
drama
literally
narrative
slap the taste out of his mouth.
Like everybody's like, it's like, people accuse me of like, you're trying to find a target to make super chats, and it's like, no, I
Yeah.
don't think so. I think targets find me. It's like,
I know,
of course
I'll
I'm
find you.
talking about PTP and JDA and like, these guys. Like Ethan Ralph, I think does seem to want to fight with people, and that's
No, I
just
don't
That's his
like
whole
you,
MO. That's his
fucker.
entire show.
Yeah, I know.
Oh,
I talked
that's
to him in
the
private,
entire
and we're
show.
cool.
Oh no, we're not cool. We're not cool. We're not cool at all. And he leaked those DMs. First off, leak whatever you want. I put some DMs out on Ricada, right? Like, so I can't sit here and claim the moral high ground or whatever. Now I felt like I had good reason to do that. I didn't want to do it, and it's his fault that it fucking happened. But yeah, I can't claim the moral high ground, but he's like, Ethan's blowing me up with all these texts about Ricada. Actually, I was trying to like help you save Ricada. Actually is what I was trying to do. And so yeah, it bothered me because he clearly does not give a fuck about Nick Ricada. Neither does Melton. None of these people give a fuck about him. They use him as their personal lol cow to come in and joke around about thruples and all this shit. They don't care about him at all. And this will sound funny coming from me. I actually do. And we had a war, of course. He also credited me with starting his career. Me and Dick Masterson, who's another subject we could talk about if you want. But yeah, me and Dick Masterson put him on. That's period. Ethan Van Sciver had nothing to do with that. And that's his whole show. That's his whole show, fighting. What is your whole show, fucker?
He's been doing it for 4 years, drama streams, and now it's the Eric July. And the saddest part about the Eric July thing is Eric July ain't fighting back. Eric July doesn't even pay any attention to Ethan publicly. I'm sure he probably does privately, but publicly he gives him no acknowledgement, and Ethan's been trying to bash at him for 2 years.
Well, you may know this. Used to be allies, I guess you could say. Friends, I considered, although that was the wrong consideration. Friends with Dick Masterson. And I covered the Eric July stuff, and I thought it was funny. I used to play blaxploitation music over his videos because, they're funny, right? But at a certain point, it's like, it's not funny anymore. It's you guys are jealous and you try to hype up Vito's book. By the way, I have no problems with Vito whatsoever.
His book sucks ass.
Well, look, okay, I'll let you say that. But what I'm saying is he did that on purpose. That was all a marketing thing. And Vito, look how he treats Vito now. Like if I was on Rumble, I'd say something else.
Vito came in through John Delarose. Vito used to show up on JDA streams when they were, EFAPing Liam, which is a whole nother a whole thing we're not even going to get into.
Sure.
But Vito would show up on JDA streams. Ethan would show up on JDA streams, and that's how he met Vito. And then he brought him on to Comicsgate Kings when he had his comic book, because Ethan had nothing left. He had already pretty much he was on the outs with Yellow Flash. He was on Tug. I don't know if you know that umbrella guy. He's been gone forever off doing some weird What the Hail shit now. He covers What the Hails. And he's making bank grifting off little old ladies who think that Jeremy Hales is perfectly innocent in everything he does, right? And you go look at Tug's YouTube page, and it's all just a vast wave of sameness, like when he was covering the Johnny Depp trial. It's it's amazing.
And by the way, I see some pushback on Vito in the chat. Look, guys, whatever you think of Vito, I'm telling you my personal, like, I have no problems with Vito. I don't believe the things they say about him. Regardless, that doesn't matter. You can believe that. That doesn't bother me at all. What I'm saying is that's what this was all about. It was about pumping up Vito's book. He took 3 years to put it out or whatever the fuck. But like, you know what I mean? Like, that's what this was all about. That had nothing to do with, Eric July is a bad guy. Now, he was, foolish, with some of his comments. I covered that. But that's what it was about. It was about money. That's why he linked up with EVS and Vito too. Vito went on there too. And that's what it was all about, money.
And July
fine.
never really hooked up too much with EVS. I remember a launch stream Ethan had for Cyberfrog 2 or 3. I don't remember. They all kind of meld together now, where Eric July showed up in the chat and Ethan's like, hey, yeah, man, you can have me on your channel. And he never did.
Of course not. Why would he? Like, I mean,
this was before the fight over ISOM or whatever. And it was just glorious. Ethan did that cover.
You're telling me that he's been jealous of this guy for a long time.
Oh yeah, Ethan did the cover just to try to get more backers and publicity with July's audience. It's the only reason he did a cover for Eric July for ISOM 2. And that's when it all fell apart, was after he'd already done the cover. And suddenly ISOM 1 sucks.
How much do you think this fat fuck charged for the cover, by the
way? I don't know. I know what they usually would go for. Probably somewhere between $5,000 and $10,000, depending.
Could you imagine paying this fucking fat fake mafia boss fuck $10,000 max, and then he stabs you in the back? Like, I mean, look, I'm not even trying to defend Eric July, but my God, I would be upset. So,
yeah. I only base that number on knowing some mainstream comic artists and what they charge for indie comic books. So,
well, I never denigrated his art. I mean, Cyberfrog's retarded, but like, like he's a good artist when he just needs to draw, which
he's just a dick.
Rarely. But like, yeah, I would be pretty pissed if I was Eric July and I paid this guy, a few fucking stacks, and now he's trashing me and trying to ruin me.
It gets great because Ethan's trying to play it off like, I'm sorry to interrupt you. Ethan's trying to play it off like July was trying to co-opt Comicsgate and bring him into being Ripa's employee and all this weird garbage. Yeah, he's always
Comicsgate, and again, I don't want to offend anybody in the chat. Comicsgate ain't shit. And the reason I say that is because it's a total ripoff of Gamergate, first off. Gamergate was the 9/11 of the internet. And I was a big part of that. And yeah, did I have him on my show to talk about it? Yeah, I did, because that's what you do, right? Mm-hmm. But it's a total fucking ripoff is not the word I'm looking for, but that fits, right?
It mirrors. It's definitely a mirror, of Gamergate. Even the community of Comicsgate ended up kind of mirroring the same community.
Yes.
Where just once you have nothing left in the outside to fight, it just cannibalizes itself. It's what the sector's doing too, right? Everything all these communities just cannibalize themselves. Ethan and starts going after other artists in the community. War Campaign used to go against the mainstream, but then they were turned on everybody inside in some sort of purity testing spiral. I watched that happen with Gamergate too. I watched it happen with the next group that came along. What did they call themselves? The Skeptics. They did the same thing.
Yeah. So the Skeptics actually, they came around. They kind of were born out of Gamergate.
Yeah,
actually.
exactly. It was a bunch of the same people. They were just changing their focus, but they still did the same thing.
Yeah, and it's like you always say, like, first off, I got out of Gamergate way too late. To be real with you, I love talking politics. I love interviewing people. Not to brag, about to go film this TV show. Those are the things I want to do. Be a writer. it always happens though with these movements, especially these big tent quote unquote movements. Well, they can't really last that long because it naturally turns to infighting.
Yeah, they always did. Like I
Always,
said, they always do.
always, yeah, always.
Yeah. Yep. Oh, I don't know if you have anything else to say about Ethan Van Sciver. I usually only do this for like an hour.
Oh, we have been on for about an hour, huh?
Yeah.
Well,
I'm not
say
trying to
that-
kick you off unless you
I'll-
have anything else you would like to say.
I'll say he's a fat piece of shit, and if I ever see him in person, I'm gonna slap the shit out of him. And so that's what I'll say. And he really thinks he's this Sopranos like mob boss guy, and he trademarked Comicsgate. Well, you know what? Suck my dick. Trademark these nuts, motherfucker. And so yeah, he really thinks of himself like that and is some type of Machiavellian genius. Well, you know what? I read a lot of Machiavelli, actually, and you haven't, quite clearly. And
I
so clearly, and I don't. I waited a long time to say this, and the reason it made me so upset was because I didn't want to do that to Nick, but I felt like he set me up to the point where I had to do it, right?
Yeah.
And that's supposed to be his buddy, right? And that offended me. And so I think he's a piece of trash. I think he's a liar. The more I hear about him, the more I dislike him. And so, whatever people think about me, I'm sure there's a lot of people who have a lot of thoughts about me, but he is garbage. He sets people up. He sets his supposed friends up. It's not even just like some random you pulled on stream. No, you're setting your friends up. And I blame him for what happened. And, will we see each other one day? I'm pretty sure we will, actually. But regardless, he's garbage. I think you've known this for quite a long time. But yeah, he's just trash. And the whole line, I'll say it again. Nick Recado's on here. He's talking shit about. He didn't even say talking shit. He's talking about you right now, which was true.
Right, but it makes it sound like he was talking shit.
Well, that's
like
why,
there'd be nothing to say if he was just,
he's just talking about me. Okay,
I was doing
I don't
fine,
get it.
whatever.
Who cares? A lot of people talk about me a lot. Not to brag again, but a lot of people say a lot of shit about me. But he made it sound like Nick was on there trashing me. And so that's why, and I see people in chat saying, Nick is a loser or whatever. Look, think whatever you want about Recato. I'm telling you my story. And so I didn't want to do that. And I feel like it was set up by this fat fucking loser. So yeah,
just on the record, because somebody will probably say something. We have clowned on Rackets on this channel about the Vic Mignonia thing.
That was a huge success, by the way, wasn't it? Yeah.
Man, did we clown on him. He told me that I was fucked in my court case and I wasn't. So I've clowned on him about that.
You know what? Not to bash Recato, but I've been in court more times than Recato has.
I think my co-host spent more hours in a courtroom than
like I've literally been in court and actually been a lawyer in court. More and I don't, I know some people in chat, want to see him suffer and all that stuff. That's not what I want for Nick. I think Nick is, he told me some similar things. I think he's better than this. I think he should just go back to covering trials and politics. And, will he ever get back to where he was? Probably not, because he was like the #1 guy on YouTube. But he could gain so much by doing that or just leaving because he's rich, right? Like this is my job, right?
Yeah.
Coming on these shows, doing my own show. He doesn't have to do this. And, I had a conversation with him. I won't go through it all, but before, it was during the week before this happened. And he said, you're too good for this. Like your interviews are or what sells. Like that's what impresses people. And he's right, by the way. But then I saw a clip of him, and I think it may have been on Alyssa Clips, who's probably not friendly with me anymore, but that's okay. And he said, you know what we need? More M. Holt coverage. We need more Kurt cooking coverage. Literally.
It's all the gross drama shit again.
Yeah, it's literally the opposite advice you gave me. And there were a couple other things about the nitrous and all this, and it's like this guy's been. I don't know that he did it on purpose, but I felt played. I talked to that whore in Florida, and she said, "Yeah, it's so funny to hear Nick on the nitrous." And I said, "What do you mean, Nick on the nitrous?" Like I defended that in public. Not based on anything he told me. It was just like the most obvious, like, okay, well, of course, this is the one thing they can't fucking test for, right? And so this is the one thing they're claiming he's doing. Well, again, not to throw him under the bus, but yeah, that is what he's doing.
Yeah, he just also talked about how the drugs that he's getting prescriptions for were easier and cheaper for him to get on the street or something like that. And
bro, I'm in Mexico. I can just walk to the doctor.
You can just walk anywhere and get it wherever you want. Yeah,
I don't have, people have this myth that like, oh, I have to buy drugs off the street. Not in Mexico. I just go to the doctor and say, hey, let me get
But Nick's just, Nick has very openly talked about getting around any sort of drug testing, and what he can do to still get himself high. And by the way,
I don't give a fuck about probation. You know what I mean? Like that's just me. If you know my history, I don't give a fuck about getting around probation. Get around probation. What I give a fuck about is
getting your shit together.
Well, it's getting your shit together, and he's got all these kids and all this and whatever. But like, I felt like I was played for a fool, and some dumb whore in Florida knew the truth and I didn't. You know what I mean? Like that did offend me. And so that was kind of the start. And I'm like, I told him in DMs, I said this, I think on Van Sciver's show, actually, bro, you got a snake in your camp and she's saying all kinds of shit about you. And if she's saying it to me, she's saying it to a lot of other people, and you need to lock it down. And I said, don't even respond. Don't say shit. I don't want you to think I'm screen capping you or anything like that. I just want you to know what's going on.
Yeah.
Now, his excuse is, well, she was saying in private. You're saying in public. Well, yeah, I said in public because you made me say it in public, fucker. You and your fat fucking fake mafia boss, fuck. So, yeah, you're right. I did say it in public. That's true. But that offended me because I actually did not believe he was doing that. Yeah. And I thought that was fake. And, I don't like being played for the fool. And so I felt like that. When she told me, oh, it's so funny to hear. First off, why are you talking to some fucking, missing tooth bitch from Florida in the first place? It's one thing for me to let her suck me off or whatever. But like, you know what I mean? Like, why are you telling her your whole life story? Shit that could put you in jail.
Yeah.
Right? Shit that could put you in jail. And
I call it junkie logic.
Well, yeah.
Like once you start, and until you admit that there's an actual issue and can work on it, your brain works in a really strange fashion, and it tries to make it so that you're never the bad guy, and it gaslights everybody around you. And that's part of the junkie logic to me.
I agree. And look, hey, if you know my history, I've struggled with drug abuse. And so I totally understand. But
you just have to get past it's a habit. And
it's a habit to lie. You're lying to yourself.
Yeah.
Really is what it is. And then
once you stop doing that, things can improve and get better.
I agree. And I see some of these, goofballs in chat, Michael will say, is going to do a stream with Ricada. Good luck. I'm sure that's a great idea. Matter of fact, you get the Ralph Thumb. Join the Thumb Club, motherfucker. I really hope you do that, because that would be like the dumbest thing you could possibly do. And so it would not surprise me, to be honest. But do a show with Mersh and his, missing tooth whore. Yeah, that'll definitely be a good idea. But yeah, again, I don't want to keep you too long. I know I went a little bit over here, but
Okay.
I had fun talking to you. And so maybe you'll come on my show at some point.
Maybe
Maybe.
I will. But
Maybe.
first, before we go, because this is what I do, everybody have an otter since you had to listen to me. I apologize. Have a great weekend. I otter. It's not necessarily
Your
an
voice
otter.
is so raspy. I love it. Anyway, sorry. Go ahead. Yeah.
That's it. I
Go
may
ahead.
do my regular stream on Tuesday night, everybody. There's a lot to cover with Liam going missing, and maybe he'll be found by then. So something
So,
you know
thank you to
absolutely
the
nothing
chat,
about.
even the haters and the losers. Happy Thanksgiving.
Yes. Have a great night, everybody.